We've definitely caught the baby fever, and these adorable twin girls who have taken the internet by storm are absolutely worth all the oohs and ahs. Meet Isabella and Gabriella, two fraternal twin sisters who have captured our hearts on Instagram. The miracle of childbirth is truly remarkable. Since the beginning of mammals, each birth has been a unique experience, and every individual is one of a kind. Yet, twins continue to captivate us like no other, even among the millions born around the world. Typically, we might assume that twins would look quite similar, and while these sisters share a resemblance, they are not identical. Occasionally, however, a pair of twins defies expectations. With the internet making it easier than ever to share their stories, it's no surprise that these extraordinary circumstances spread like wildfire. Isabella and Gabriella Shipley are the sisters who are currently taking the world by storm. They shared a womb as these perfect bundles of joy and were born together. Chubby cheeks, sweet gentle eyes, precious cuddles. It's all dreamy and delightful, but when you look at these sweet little children, something will cause you to hesitate. It's the color of their eyes. They don't just look different from each other, they appear as though they are entirely different races. Gabriella has a darker skin tone than her twin sister Isabella, who has a much lighter complexion and looks more like Angelina's big sister. When put side by side, the twins are often thought not to be biologically connected, let alone twins conceived and born together. Clementine, the mother of the children, was delighted to share images of her beautiful daughters, but was appalled when her Instagram was filled with ignorant messages. In their ridiculous remarks, this mother, who is supposed to be enjoying a special time with her perfect baby girls, faced comments that were disheartening. Even those who meant well came off as appalling. It was an incredible reception to share our babies online. It really highlights how amazing black genes are because we can produce babies that are so special, Clementine shared. From our blogs, we've received a lot of support. They've been showered with positivity by most people. There have, of course, also been a few derogatory remarks, but that comes with the territory. We've encountered derogatory comments about Gabriella's color from time to time, questioning if she is liked or found pretty because of her darker complexion. Some people still think they need to be mixed, but they are African American. Gray eyes run in our family, and 2 of our 3 kids show again how awesome African American genes are. These special girls have graced Clementine's Instagram account, which has over 36,000 followers since July and is still counting. Clementine is passionate about sharing her journey with all 3 of her daughters, despite some of the cruel and gross comments that come in. Gabriella and Isabella, from her viewpoint, are just too special not to share, and we couldn't agree more. But it's not just their skin color that separates these girls from one another. According to Clementine, they also have very distinct personalities. Our oldest, Angelina, is doing well as a big sister, Shipley said of the 2-year-old. From the day she met the twins, she wanted to hold and hug them. Angelina was the youngest in an all-girl family for a long time, so we think she was glad to be able to help take care of the babies. Sometimes, when she's trying to play with them, she's a bit rough, so we have to monitor that, Mom told Essence, but she's a wonderful big sister overall. There may be no denying their cuteness, but there's no question that they'll spend the rest of their lives reacting to skepticism from those around them about whether they are, in fact, twins. Looking at these precious babies, they have their sweet big sister Angelina looking out for them too. This is not, however, the only case of its kind. Marcia and Millie Biggs insist that they've never been exposed to bigotry, only curiosity and surprise that twins may have different shades of skin. When Amanda Wanklin and Michael Biggs fell in love as a biracial couple, Amanda says they didn't care about the obstacles they might face. What was more important to them was what they wanted together. In Birmingham, England, they settled down, ready to establish a family. Amanda gave birth to fraternal twins on July 3, 2006, and the ecstatic parents chose intertwined names for their daughters. One would be Millie Marcia Madge Biggs, and the other would be Marcia Millie Madge Biggs. The girls had similar features from a young age, but very different color schemes. Marcia, like her English-born mother, had light brown hair and fair eyes, while her father, who is of Jamaican descent, had a darker complexion. Millie had black hair and brown eyes. Millie says, "We never worried about it. We just accepted it." Amanda remembers when they were first born. I would push them in the pram, and people would look at me, then look at one of my daughters, then look at the other daughter. and then the question would be asked, "Are they twins?" "Yes, yes, but one's black and one's white," she would respond. "Yes, they're chromosomes." People who commented on the girls, Amanda says, were not overly aggressive or judgmental, but really curious. As time went by, people just saw the elegance in them. Amanda, who serves as a home care aide, calls her daughters miracles, 1 in a million. According to statistical geneticist Alicia Martin, it's not so uncommon for a biracial couple to have fraternal twins that each look more like one parent than the other. About 1 in 100 births are accounted for by fraternal twins. Martin, a postdoctoral research fellow at the White Institute in Cambridge, Massachusetts, says that when a biracial couple has fraternal twins, the characteristics that occur in each child depend on various factors, including where the ancestors of the parents are from and complex pigment genetics. Skin color analysis is further complicated by a tradition of study prejudices that imply what we know about what makes skin lighter or darker. Martin argues that, in genetic terms, skin color is not a binary trait with only two possibilities. It's a quantitative trait. On this spectrum, everyone has a certain gradient. Historically, as humans have drawn lines of identification, they've always relied on skin color as a marker for ethnicity, distinguishing us from them. Yet the 21st century interpretation of human genetics tells us that the whole idea of race is a human invention. Modern science confirms, as science journalist Elizabeth Colbert states, that the visible differences between people are historical accidents, the product of mutations, migrations, natural selection, separation of certain populations, and interbreeding, among other factors. They are not racial distinctions because the very definition of race has no genetic or scientific basis, according to DNA sequencing pioneer Craig Venter. And yet, racial identity has re-emerged as a fundamental fault line in our world. 50 years after the assassination of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., we are devoting National Geographic's April issue to the nuanced issue of race. The race question includes a report about how race science theories arose, a letter from our editor discussing National Geographic's own checkered racial history, and a video-driven feature documenting the problem of police stopping black men while driving. This month's issue is just the beginning. Throughout recently, we will share stories about how the identities of many national, religious, and racial groups are changing. The twins know a lot about prejudice. Millie explains, racism is when someone judges you by your skin color instead of who you really are. Marcia adds that racism is a bad thing because it can hurt people's feelings. Michael, who runs an auto repair shop, shares that he often faces hostility because of his skin color. He remembers a time in his childhood when a car full of men drove by, yelling insults at him and his brothers. But now things are different, Michael says. He and Amanda have never seen the girls experience racism, and both Millie and Marcia agree that while people notice they look different, they have never felt prejudice. People think we're best friends when they see us, Marcia says. They're surprised to find out we're twins because one is black and the other is white. When asked about their differences, the twins talk about something else. Millie likes girly things. She loves pink. Marcia explains, "Pink isn't for me. I'm a tomboy. People are just who they are." I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.